But anyway, yeah, Steeler Nation on fire with his comment here is saying that Kingsbury, or at least the Steelers are interested in bringing in Kingsbury for an interview. I don't think it officially happened yet.
Yeah, it hasn't officially happened
He did
yet.
one with the Eagles, but I guess one's on the horizon.
Yeah. How you feel about him?
Yeah, exactly what I'm looking for. It goes hand in hand with what I was talking about with Zach Robinson. We're one of these newer offensive guys, knows what he's doing, but more proven than a Zach Robinson.
Yeah.
Part of that, tree, the Shanahan McVay. Where's he actually from?
Who, Kingsbury?
Yeah. Did he create his own?
He was creating his own tree, bro.
Create his own?
Yeah. He's not Shanahan. I didn't think he was Shanahan.
I
could be off, though, but I thought he was creating his own.
Tech,
Yeah.
Like, who was he? Bob Stoops? Was he under, Bob Stoops, maybe?
No, he was the head guy when he went over to Oklahoma.
No.
I'm tripping. That was Lincoln Riley. I'm mixing him up. Yeah. He was at Texas Tech the whole. Yeah. Texas Tech and then A&M before that. Yeah.
Texas Tech, A&M.
Yeah. Because he had the whole
came straight from Texas Tech to.
Because he did Manziel. Was it Manziel? Kingsbury. I said Kingsbury. Manziel.
He had some connection
Caleb,
to Baker Mayfield.
And Baker, that's what it was. Yeah. I was about to say, I knew it was those three in that.
Kyler, Baker,
Caleb
and Manziel.
Williams. He asked Caleb
Mahomes,
obviously,
too.
yeah. I'm about to say he got a list of dope dudes under his belt in terms of quarterback development, because that's what it was. He was the one that got Mahomes in terms of fresh out of high school. That's the whole claim with him. Before obviously Mahomes became who Mahomes was, he was a part of that in terms of focal development, the Manziel, him developing. Then from there, like we talked about with Kyler, looking the best he's looked, and then obviously with Caleb Williams, similar concept. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah.
No, but I think, we're talking about Zach Robinson being one of these newer generation offensive-minded guys under the McVay, Shanahan tree, whatever it is, offensive gurus. Kingsbury is even more proven than that, in his own right, because he's done stuff. He's put together good offenses. Is he a great head coach? That's a whole another discussion. But putting together an offense, he's done that all throughout college. He's helped out quarterbacks to a degree become who they were. Yeah. Become Heisman winners. Become
multiple Heisman winners, multiple
first round
draft
number
picks.
1 overall picks. Yeah, exactly. Obviously those guys got to do their thing, but I don't think it's a coincidence. He has those guys lined up and he's able to facilitate some of their success.
And oddly enough, as much as people would try to discredit the Mahomes and say he is who he is, that actually isn't accurate. Because if you think about it, Mahomes wasn't this massive recruit coming out.
No.
And a lot of the development did take place under him to even get him to be in the first rounder, but he wasn't even top 10. He was back in.
There's a reason he went to Texas Tech.
Yeah. So even when I think of that, I'm like, in terms of just the focal point of him developing quarterbacks specifically, that was kind of really standing out to me, because I just think of, like you said, right? We know he knows how to cook up an offense. Head coach, different, right? Because now you're talking about defense, special teams, time management, personnel decisions. Not everybody's equipped to do that in all three phases. But in terms of just specifically offense, specifically quarterback play, collegiately or professionally, we can make a case that Kyler Murray looked his best under Kingsbury. When we talk about those various quarterbacks that we named collegiately, they all were either, well, not all of them, but the majority of them, Heisman finalists, multiple winners. So once again, you're like, okay, we can see that he can develop young quarterbacks with various levels of talent because of the dudes we name, right? Mahomes, Baker, Kyler, Caleb, very different styles of players. Manziel, very different styles of players.
Do we credit him for Caleb, though?
What you mean?
Caleb won the Heisman the year before Kingsbury went to USC.
So he ain't do nothing good, though? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, he's around him this year. I don't think that hurts.
Did Caleb improve or did Caleb get better?
I don't know.
Think he stayed the same?
I think that's the question.
Fair enough then.
Because, this year, it's hard to go back-to-back Heismans.
Fair enough
USC
then.
goes 7-5.
Fair enough. It's just, to me, I don't like how we situationally decide when we want to give the player the credit versus when we're going to get a coach the credit back and forth. That's why I was like, yo, he's there with him.
Oh,
so he's
I
a part of it. That's
think
how I
it
look at
means
bro.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's around a dude that's really talented and a top quarterback prospect. Like, even if he didn't have a ton to do with his development because I do think Caleb Williams, progressed before Kingsbury got there.
I'm with you on that. Under Lincoln, he was.
It's still some type of experience that's valuable that he could take to whatever his next job is.
Yeah, that's 100%. How I looked at it, man. But yeah, we ain't got to make it as the development for Caleb is the same as the development for Patrick Mahomes. But
right.
I think
that's what I was getting at.
And fair enough on that. But in terms of under the same umbrella of, these are all players that have been under him that we have seen produce at a high level. That's the part for me that's really intriguing, more so because of the Kenny Pickett dynamic. We know we're interested in innovation on offense. We know we're looking for somebody that can, give us more of what we ended the season with as the norm, not the outliers. But at the same time, we know we got a very young quarterback who at this level still hasn't proven who he 100% is just yet. Part of this position, when I look at Kingsbury, it's like, man, whoever we bringing in, not only is it going to be big for the offense and that person, but it's a huge evaluation of Kenny, because that's going to prove if, it was more scheme structure or if it is just Kenny. And personally, I'm like, man, if I'm Kenny, I'm hoping for Kingsbury, because Kingsbury has clearly shown that he could be a quarterback whisperer, or at least be able to get the absolute most out of very different levels of quarterbacks. He just
knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's
proven system on offense, and understands how to coach that clearly based on the dudes we named in the various levels of success at the different stops along the way too. That's the part for me where I'm like, if you're Kenny, I think that's more beneficial for him versus Zach Robinson, who I think we're excited to see what it could bring offensive mind-wise, but we would still have some questions about, has he shown that he could develop a quarterback? Has he shown that his offensive scheme just works? He's a passing game coordinator, but the same way we said Kingsbury out there with Caleb at this stage, it's like, bro, you passing game coordinator, but you got Matthew Stafford throwing the Cooper Cup, and you just lucked into Puka.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting we even brought in Zach Robinson, because remember Tomlin's press conference, he said one of the requirements was
that
an actual NFL experience.
Yeah.
So not only does Kingsbury have all that good experience from college and coaching up an offense and having teams that can put up a ton of points, but in the pros, like, he was there at Arizona and actually helped turn around the franchise for a little bit. Now it never reached the heights that the organization thought it could in that era.
You spoke something very accurate. You said turned around the Cardinals for. I was there the year before. He for a fact changed that thing, bro.
He turned it around.
Yeah, they went from
Kyler made a couple Pro Bowls.
Yeah, $100 million contract. Became a dude, right? You got shoes out there now, everything.
But then it felt like they hit a ceiling, and they parted ways, and he ended up being a OC or some type of offensive assistant over at USC this year. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that takes anything away of what he can do as an offensive coordinator or a play caller. Yeah. Do you hire him as a head coach right off the bat like this? No, I don't think that's why he's getting any serious head coaching considerations. Right. But as an offensive coordinator, I think he'd be a great candidate. Yeah. And then if he does good, I think he would get another chance as a coordinator down the line. Or a coach down the line. Yeah.
Well, because that's the other part of the conversation, right? Whatever coordinator we bring in, if they do what they're supposed to do, and the success is what we hope and our expectations are, the dude's only going to be here for 2 to 3 years tops, and he's out. Because everybody wants offensive coordinators as head coaches. If you've proven that you can score and you can have quarterbacks develop in this league, it's a quarterback-driven league. You're going to get a job as a head man. You're going to get those opportunities. We understand that. So even with it, it's like, man, come in here, do what you're supposed to do. But yeah, you'll get another opportunity. But hopefully that opens up the door for whoever the next person would be coming in here, and we try to do something similar with,
Kingsbury's interesting too, because he's one of the more high-profile offensive
100%.
Coordinator candidates, which means
it
might cost a little bit.
He took a visit to the Eagles, I want to say. Yeah. So,
do we have any connections with Kingsbury that could give us the inside edge over a team like the Eagles?
I am not sure.
Is there anything there?
Because I was going to ask you, that was the next thing. What job you think is sexier? Eagles situation, Steelers. Now you got Bengals opened up too, because Callahan just took the Titans job. Yeah. So you throw the Bengals in there as well. Of those three, not even talking, Chargers are still available. Texans not available officially just yet. We still seeing what they do down there. But based on some of these other jobs that are available, I was like, just in that three, Eagles, us, Bengals, if he's choosing between, because clearly he already is interested in the Eagles because he already took the visit.
Yeah.
We know we're interested in talking with him. So that's the part for me where I was just like, of those three, that's the difficult part. I think you have to go more, I will outbid you, because I think that those two situations, just based on quarterback, receiver, personnel groupings, those to me would be more appealing right now.
Eagles? I give you Bengals. I don't know about Eagles.
You got Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That was my and I'm not even saying like that. I believe in Jalen Hurts, but like that thought process.
I just
you know what I'm saying?
saw how much the Eagles collapsed, and I forgot they actually
they
still
got
are more
talented
proven.
players. Yeah.
They just collapsed so bad.
They went from literally what 11-1, 10-1,
and they have Sirianni. Because this is what I was gonna say. I think gives the Steelers the leg up over those two. Would be Mike Tomlin as the coach.
Yeah,
and probably enabling Kingsbury to just run it however he wants.
And he's gonna get 100% of the credit too.
Whereas Zach Taylor, he's already offensive minded guy.
And you have a
Sirianni,
Joe Burrow.
What is Sirianni? He's offensive minded?
I thought he was offensive minded.
I don't know.
I just know he's a tush push guy. That's what I know him as. Tush push and rah rah. All right, but you brought up a valid point. I also thought of this, not just
but Bengals
Zach
with Burrow.
Taylor.
I would get that for sure.
I just think part of what you're hitting on, though, in terms of the Zach Taylor element, I think it also factors into the Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts element. Because we've already seen these dudes be dominant at times, how much credit do you give a coach exclusively when you see Joe Burrow go out there and play well this year? Would you say it's because of this OC, or you can be like, bro, it's still Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow.
Depending on what you want. Do you want just more security and that, like, I have more faith that Joe Burrow,
this has a way
Jalen
higher
Hurts can get
floor.
it done?
Way higher floor. My ceiling is kind of capped.
Into.
Yeah.
Versus, no, I want to challenge. I want to prove to everyone like I can do it this way.
Because Pittsburgh, I think our floor is low, but I think our ceiling is infinite. Whereas when you talk about the Joe Burrows and the Jalen Hurts, we've already seen where they are. So it's like I think the ceiling, when you go there, you're only going to get so much praise for what you're accomplishing with that offense because those dudes are already guys in this league to a certain level. Whereas here, like you said, man, you're going to be able to do whatever and you're going to get 100% of that praise. But you also got way bigger of a risk because of the quarterback situation. Obviously, even from a receiver standpoint, we know the other two teams just are more proven, right, with their receivers. So that's the other part where, like you said, if you want more security, you take that because I think it is just way less possibility for them to crash out over there. But I do think the expectations are high over there, too.
Yep.
If you got them type of people, you know there can't be too much of this. Yeah.
And I think you'd be given some leeway here, as we mentioned last podcast, that I think you'd get at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't work out, I think we're going to point more to quarterback play. We'll keep you around, give you a new guy, and then see what you can do in that second year.
Yeah.
I'm just excited he's potentially being brought in.
We
got to make it official.
Yeah.
We got to make it official. It's just a rumor, but it goes to show that, hey, maybe we are taking this like serious, willing to go outside, and spend some money, and get a highly qualified candidate.
We still waiting on this. We're gonna find out. I
feel like if we're bringing him in for an interview,
right? Say right.
You got to think you're willing to spend whatever it takes to get him. Not whatever it takes, but in the ballpark.
I hope.
I'd have to think so.
I hope so, bro. You know I'm with you, because that could be a game changer. Would be one of the most proven OCs that we've had since Todd Haley. He would be the most proven OC since Todd Haley. Not even a debate. Yeah. That's the part for me where it's like, it reminds me of when we talk free agency versus draft. Would you rather pay more on the proven that you already know what it is, or do you want to go and get you one of these up and coming or something fresh out that has a lot of upside but you just don't know?
I'll pay more for
that's kind of what it is, bro.
There's no salary cap for it. And it's not my money,
bro.
So.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I would much rather just pay for the
Kingsbury.
proven. Yeah, because it's proven. But
and he's young enough, too.
Yeah. And he's going to want to do good because he's going to get back to a head job. And that's the other part. So that'd be interesting. Also, though, and Mohamed Absamed, it's not cap. If you think about it, right, your opinion on Kenny is that he is trash. So then, by your opinion right there, if he came in and turned Kenny Pickett into a Pro Bowler, that shatters your ceiling, right? If he turned Kenny Pickett into an All-Pro, that shatters your ceiling. So In fact, it is not fabrication. It is very accurate, man. We do have an infinite ceiling because of a lot of your expectations about Kenny Pickett and other people in this office, man. It's not just you, though, baby. You know that. And it's
what
always
were we
love.
thinking about the offense
Right, but
going
that's my
into
thing.
2023?
Yeah.
We legit
Right.
did think this offense had
Yeah.
a high ceiling. Like,
Right.
if Pickett was going to be able to put it all together, you see these offensive weapons, Pickens, basically what we saw in the preseason.
Exactly.
It's like, bro, yeah, we can have a high-octane offense.
Bro, we were...
Didn't play out that way, but I don't see why that has to completely change 1 year removed.
That's what I'm saying,
Just get right. Get back to the Kenny Pickett I know, or at least expected to be.
And on top of that, regardless of quarterback, when we say the ceiling is infinite for this offense, once again, we saw this same offense average, close to 30 or 20-something points down the last 4 games of the stretch, right? So you mean to tell me with a proven situation, a more buttoned-up situation, regardless of who the quarterback is, that can improve? That's the part where it's like, don't be so, quick to just, knock down the Kenny dude, man. Yeah. It's the vibe to it, baby. All right, come on. You rock with it.